Have you ever felt like you're constantly striving for success, but it always seems out of reach? Do you find yourself relentlessly pursuing your goals, only to end up feeling exhausted and disappointed? If so, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, we often hear that we need to try harder, work harder, and strive relentlessly to achieve our dreams. But what if I told you there was a different approach, a paradigm shift that could revolutionize the way you pursue your goals? The truth is that the realization of a dream depends on many factors, and not all of them are within our control. What's more, in certain cases, doing nothing or taking a step back can be seen as the most appropriate strategy. Surprising, but true. This notion resonates with the wisdom of Epicurus. If you wish to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desire. The law of reverse effort, or inverse law, tells us that sometimes, the more obsessed we are with achieving something, the further we move away from ourselves. Alan Wilson Watts, an English writer, theologian, and lecturer, is known for mixing Eastern philosophies, including Buddhism, Taoism, and Advaita Vedanta, with Western thought. One of Watts' notable observations is the law of reverse effort. Although it has its origins in Taoism or Zen Buddhism, Watts simplified it as, the more you try to grasp something, the more it slips through your fingers. This law concerns the energetic flow of our efforts and focus. When we stop striving, we often achieve what we want. It's ironic that they taught us the inestimable value of effort, but not the value of applying a more serene and calm attitude on some occasions. Watts wanted to convey to us, with the theory of effort, that although at certain times it is necessary to give our all, on certain occasions, it is better to stand back or not act in order for something to happen. This principle underlines the paradoxical nature of effort and achievement. Watts emphasizes the importance of letting go of the need for control and allowing things to develop naturally. In doing so, we align ourselves with the rhythm of life, flowing effortlessly rather than resisting the current. This concept echoes teachings found in various spiritual traditions, reminding us that sometimes the path to fulfillment involves relinquishing our control over outcomes and trusting in the inherent harmony of the universe. Slowing down, looking at things more thoughtfully, and without the need to invest great energy can also bring results. The paradoxical art of doing nothing shapes that effortless action, capable of bringing us closer to a goal. In fact, there are times when we give so much of ourselves for a purpose that we end up diluting ourselves, losing our essence, and even our health. By embracing this perspective, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of acceptance and detachment. Instead of chasing desires with frantic effort, we learn to cultivate a sense of ease and grace in our actions. Watts encourages us to shift our focus from seeking external validation to finding contentment within ourselves. In this way, we can experience a deep sense of liberation and peace, knowing that fulfillment arises not from attachment, but from letting go. This change of mindset invites us to reevaluate our relationship with success and failure. Instead of measuring our worth only by external achievements, we begin to appreciate the journey itself, the process of growth, learning, and self-discovery. Watts reminds us that true fulfillment comes from living authentically and aligning with our innermost values, rather than conforming to society's expectations or chasing fleeting desires. In essence, the law of reverse effort serves as a gentle reminder to relinquish control, embrace uncertainty, and trust in the natural unfolding of life's mysteries. Firstly, the perpetual search for happiness through continuous pursuit can prove counterproductive. It can lead to a cycle of dissatisfaction and frustration as we constantly chase illusory ideals or external validation. This relentless pursuit of happiness often ignores the importance of inner contentment and acceptance of the present moment. Rather than finding lasting joy in external achievements or material goods, true happiness often emerges from cultivating gratitude, fostering meaningful connections, and accepting the ups and downs inherent in life. Secondly, anxiety often arises from our efforts to maintain control over our surroundings. This constant need for control can create a sense of tension and discomfort as we struggle with the unpredictability of life. It promotes a mindset of fear and resistance. By giving up control, we can cultivate self-acceptance and move towards achieving peace of mind. Finally, the pursuit of wealth can paradoxically result in a feeling of impoverishment. This paradox arises when we prioritize material accumulation over spiritual or emotional fulfillment. Despite acquiring wealth, we may feel a lack of a deeper sense of purpose or satisfaction. Viktor Frankl said that happiness is like a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it flees. But if you turn your attention to other things, it may come and land lightly on your shoulder. Happiness, according to the famous Austrian psychiatrist, follows this same dynamic. The law of inverse effort also emanates from this lucid and inspiring vision. What's more, this perspective reminds us very much of the Wu-Wei mentality that appears in Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. Remember, according to this philosophy, it's advisable to learn that force doesn't always bring us the expected results. Non-action, or even more so, effortless response to life's events can bring us good results. Arthur Schopenhauer, a German philosopher, argued that the human tendency to seek more to satisfy one's desires while perpetuating them is irrational. Schopenhauer argued that this perpetual pursuit of desires only leads to temporary gratification, followed by renewed desires and, ultimately, dissatisfaction. He believed that true fulfillment could only be found by transcending the endless cycle of desire and striving. According to Schopenhauer, genuine contentment arises from embracing a state of inner peace and detaching oneself from the incessant pursuit of passing pleasures. In Schopenhauer's philosophical vision, the concept of will is a powerful, irrational driving force, without purpose and without end. This unbridled effort is the cause of all human suffering and cannot be relieved by worldly pleasures. According to Schopenhauer, this incessant will drives individuals to relentlessly pursue their desires, only to find temporary satisfaction, followed by renewed desires and dissatisfaction. He argued that the pursuit of worldly pleasures, far from alleviating suffering, only serves to perpetuate the cycle of desire, and ultimately leads to greater discontent. Schopenhauer's solution to this existential predicament lies in embracing a state of inner peace and detachment from the relentless pursuit of desires, thereby transcending the incessant striving inherent in human existence. To effectively employ the inverse law, one can sometimes resort to affirmations. However, it is crucial to note that if the affirmation contradicts your current beliefs, it may prove ineffective. For example, repeatedly affirming "I am a millionaire" would be useless if you don't really believe it. Your conscious mind will resist this new belief, thus failing to achieve the desired result. The key to success lies in shifting your focus away from the monetary result and concentrating on the process that leads to that success. Instead of fixating on the end goal, consistently align your actions with the goal and approach each step as a means of achieving it. Excessive focus on desire alone can impede progress. Intense fixation on a future destination can lead to neglecting the use of imagination in visualizing the process needed to achieve that goal. In cases where there is a longing for something missing in life, the challenge arises of believing that such aspirations are achievable through imagination. Distinguishing between wanting and genuinely believing in the possibility of achieving a goal is crucial to successfully leveraging the law of inverted effort. Both desire and imagination must be harmoniously synchronized. While diligent effort and perseverance in the pursuit of desires are commendable, a lack of belief or an inability to imagine achieving the desired result can impede success. Essentially, for a positive outcome, it is essential to be able to imagine and believe in the feasibility of your goals. We must observe our subconscious mind. Napoleon Hill wisely said, "Your subconscious mind works continuously while you're awake and while you're asleep." In his book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murphy provides an illustration that involves walking along a wooden plank placed on the floor. This task is usually easy for most people, as there are no consequences to losing one's balance on the board. In this scenario, the will to walk the plank aligns perfectly with the imagination, which believes in the ability and envisions the process of successfully walking the plank. Consequently, the task is completed effortlessly. Now consider the same plank of wood elevated to a height of 6 meters between two walls. The introduction of an element of consequence adds complexity to the task. Although the desire to walk along the plank may persist, the imagination can now visualize the possibility of falling and suffering an injury. In this situation, challenges can arise because the conscious desire to perform an action contrasts with the imagination and visualization that shape the belief and self-image that resides in the subconscious mind, which is responsible for 95% of our thoughts and actions. We must be present, as Buddha emphasized. Don't dwell on the past, don't dream about the future. Focus your mind on the present moment. In this teaching, Buddha highlights the importance of mindfulness and living in the present moment. By letting go of attachment to the past and worries about the future, we can fully engage with the here and now. This practice allows us to experience life more deeply, appreciate the richness of each moment, and find peace and contentment in the present. In essence, being present allows us to cultivate greater awareness and clarity in our thoughts and actions. It enables us to make conscious choices and respond to life's challenges with wisdom and composure. By anchoring ourselves in the present moment, we can discover a deep sense of fulfillment and joy that arises simply from being alive. To achieve a better balance between conscious and subconscious decision-making, it's useful to reframe our perspective. Instead of seeing challenges and obstacles as threats, we should see them as opportunities for personal growth and learning. This change in mentality allows us to promote the ideal conditions for intuitive and subconscious processes to guide our actions. Over time, we can train ourselves to make these decisions subconsciously, leading to a more natural and intuitive decision-making process. Take driving, for example. Learning to drive is often a challenging, if not stressful, task. There's a lot to learn and even more to practice. But our brains get used to the motions of driving over time, and once we get the hang of it, we start doing it unconsciously. That's why many people can talk, sing, or multitask while driving. However, it's crucial to stay focused on the road whenever you're behind the wheel. The same thing can happen when we allow ourselves to fall into something called a flow state. In this state, individuals experience deep concentration and complete absorption in an activity. Time seems to fly, and there is a sense of effortless action as skills and challenges align harmoniously. During flow, distractions disappear, and there is a greater sense of focus and pleasure. It's a state where productivity and creativity flourish, leading to a deep sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Like mindfulness, flow allows us to fully engage with the present moment, exploring our full potential and experiencing a deep sense of connection with our actions. Therefore, letting go of excessive conscious control becomes a vital step towards entering the state of flow, where conscious intention guides our actions without interfering with the automatic and intuitive processes that allow us to perform at our best. So, my friends, the law of reverse effort is invaluable in those moments when you keep moving but don't move forward, at least not in the desired direction. This can lead to a vicious cycle in which you feel bad that you haven't done enough. Push yourself even harder and force yourself to keep going. This pressure only serves to increase stress and block the path. But don't be confused. The law of inverse effort is not synonymous with resignation, nor does it invite passivity, apathy, or mediocrity. On the contrary, it encourages reflection and motivates us to stop, assess the circumstances, and adopt the best possible attitude. It helps to reduce stress in any of the days or periods of your personal or professional life when there seems to be nothing but pressure. Obsessing over everything that needs to be done or the bad things that might happen doesn't help, but taking psychological distance and giving yourself time to breathe does help. I leave you with the wisdom of Seneca. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. These words of Seneca underline the importance of living fully in the moment and finding contentment in the here and now. By letting go of worries about what might come, we can embrace life with gratitude and joy, savoring each moment as it unfolds. Just remember, the more you try to hold on to something, the more it will slip away from you. When we learn to let go and stop obsessing about controlling every aspect of our lives, we can start to be fully present in the moment. We have more time to concentrate on the things in front of us. Our quality time with loved ones improves, and our bodies and minds feel more rested and focused. As we embrace living fully in the present, we become more aware of our thoughts, actions, and surroundings. This greater awareness allows us to better understand our strengths and weaknesses and identify areas for improvement. With this new self-awareness, we can then focus on setting and achieving our goals, ensuring that the choices we make and the actions we take are aligned with our vision for the future. By remaining present and intentional in our daily lives, we can create a fulfilling and purposeful existence for ourselves, one step at a time. In conclusion, the law of reverse effort informs us that life extends beyond the end result. It's a journey full of learning, partnerships, and incredible discoveries.